Okay, here we go. Number 1, slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you had to plug your coordinates into the slope formula. This top coordinate looks like the point 3, 4. That's a 3, 3, 4. And the bottom coordinate looks like 0, negative 1. So if you plug that into the slope formula, I'll use the top point first. 4 minus negative 1 over 0 minus 3, that's negative 5 thirds. Well, it's positive 5 over negative 3, which reduces to negative 5 over 3, which would be D. I'm just going to kind of sprint right through this unless you stop me with a question.
How's a D? It's a positive y.
Because it's negative 5 thirds.
That's a positive slope.
But
You got negative slope.
Touche! Touche! So, that is an excellent point. Kudos to you for noticing that. Let's see, where did we go wrong here?
you got 2 negatives.
Ooh, who can tell me where I went wrong in the formula? No, the formula's right. Who can tell me where I went wrong in working this? Yes, sir.
Negative 1. You changed it.
No, it's 5. 4 plus 1 is 5.
Yeah, but you kept it a negative.
No, I did make it a positive. 4 minus negative 1 is 5. That's where I got the 5 on top.
I got D too.
Here's where I went wrong. If I use this y value first, then I have to use this x value first. But I used this y value first, and then this x value first, and that is wrong. You have to use them in the same order. So this should have been 3 minus 0 on the bottom, which would have given me positive 5 over positive 3, and therefore made it A. Ooh, I'm going to pretend like I did that on purpose. You're welcome. Now you know. Questions on that? All right. Number 2, same thing. Looks like the coordinates are 1, 2 for this one, and 2, 0 for the other one. Slope formula. I'm going to use this coordinate first. 2 minus 0 over 1 minus 2. That's 2 over negative 1, which is negative 2. Questions on that? All right, and like I said, I'm going to kind of sprint ahead so we can finish this up in time. We've actually only got 30 more minutes. No, you shouldn't have any all week. You shouldn't have any official homework all week, but you will have to. 3 and 4, I mean, I'll work one of them. I'll work 3 and 4, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to work out exactly like the last 2 did. Only difference is they gave you the slope, or the points, so you don't actually have to look them up. But I'll go and do number 3. Let's see. I'll use this coordinate first. Oop, just kidding. This coordinate first. 15 minus negative 14 over negative 7 minus 12. 15 minus negative 14 is 15 plus 14. 7 minus negative 12 is negative 19. So negative 29 over 19, and that one would also be A. We've already done 3 of these. I'm not going to bother doing number 4. Questions? Okay. Minimize. Discard. All right. Ooh, slope intercept. These are fun. These are the ones that we butchered that day we did stuff on those marker boards. All right. Slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is slope and b is y-intercept. Well, I don't know why they chose b. Maybe because y for y-intercept was already taken. Bryson, the first one, where does it cross the y-axis? Where does that first graph cross the y-axis?
Right there.
Exactly, the 1. So the y-intercept is plus 1, which doesn't really help us because all 4 of these have plus 1. But still, there's the y-intercept. The slope. I'm just going to look for 2 points that I think. This point looks pretty solid. This point looks pretty good, right on the line. So what's it look like? It goes down 1 over 4. Rise over run. Down 1 over 4 is negative 1/4 x. So there's your equation. Negative 1/4 x plus 1, and the answer would be D. Slope intercept. Where does the second one cross the y-axis? Sam, where's number 6 cross the y-axis? 0. Very good. Which is why none of these have a y-intercept. And let's see. It looks like this point looks pretty good way up here, and this point. Does it look like it goes up 5 units and over 1? Does that look about right? Up 5 over 1 gives you a slope of what? 5. Yeah, rise over run. So that would be C.
What if a problem is like y is 0?
That's a good question. If it's ever x equals or y equals, then you go along that. Let me answer that question by answering another question. That's an excellent question. Let's say you had like y equals 3. Okay? You go to y equals 3 on the axis, so that'd be 1, 2, it'd be right here, right? Y equals 3. And then you just go straight through that point. So it would be like that. Y equals 0 would be going through the point y equals 0. Like that. X equals 0 would be that line. The way I always remember that is the x and y lines go perpendicular to their actual axes. Like y equals goes perpendicular to the y-axis. X equals go perpendicular to the x-axis, etc.
We have one like that.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Well then let's
X equals -4.
let's do it. Let's just do that then. Go away. I'm just going to cut all 3 of these off. All right. Number 7. Write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the... Okay. If I give you one like number 7 on your test, you should be thanking me. Because that is extremely straightforward. It really does. Slope-intercept form, which we wrote down just a second ago, all you have to have for it is slope and intercept, which they give you. The intercept is 2. The slope is 1. Y equals 1x plus 2. Which one is that? C? Slope, intercept. Slope goes next to x. Intercept goes by as lonesome. Write the point slope for the equation. Whoa, what a perfect set of information to use for point slope, since they gave us a point and a slope. Point slope form is, I'm kind of low on space here. It is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That's the best I've ever written on here. That is point slope form, right there. Point slope. Your coordinate goes in for x1 and y1, and your slope goes in for m. So, let's see. That'd be y minus -5. Minus a negative is plus. That's right. Slope x minus 5. Let's see. So that'd be y plus 5 equals -2x plus 10. Subtract the 5. And it looks like that's going to give us y. Oh, we didn't even have to do this, did we?
No.
Oh, oops. So which one is it? C? My bad. They just asked us for point slope form. We didn't even have to solve for y. So that highlighted yellow line is the answer. Y plus 5, -2 times x minus 5. And I guess for that same reason, I don't really have to do anything on number 9. Somebody take a look at number 9 and say, which one? That's right, A. They plugged the y value in right there, the x value in right there, and the slope in right there. And A is correct. None of those others really have the correct slope.
Y and x there for anyway.
For an equation. You know, like slope-intercept has a y and an x?
Or you can graph it.
Yeah, it's so you can graph it and like...
So it's gonna work it out, it's gonna say like y equals something x plus b.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to do on that other one. I just didn't realize I didn't have to. Yeah. And it's so at any point you can find a coordinate on the line. Like let's say I gave you an equation for a line, whatever, and I said, hey, where x equals 7, what does y equal? That's just like function notation that we talked about last week. Same thing on a linear equation. You could just plug 7 in for x, see what it equals. There's your y value. Good question. Other questions? Alrighty then. let's see, numbers 10 through 13. Where'd my thingy go? There it is. Numbers 10 through 13. All right. Numbers 10 and 11. Find the point-slope form of the equation of the line that goes through the given points. What do we have to do first on this one? Yes, the slope formula. We have to find the slope formula to find the slope, then use that slope in one of the points for point-slope form. Really wish I had pulled these off one problem at a time, because I'm going to be low on space. Let's see. But I can do this. Let's just get rid of all this and work it. All right. So, slope formula first. I'm going to use this point first. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 4 minus negative 3 is 7. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. My slope is negative 7/3. It looks like they used which point when they actually plugged this in? The first or the second one? Yeah, it looks like they used the first point because I see nothing but 1s and 3s. So they used the first point. So which, well geez, there's only one up there that has the correct slope. Yeah, you really could. B. But just in case you didn't see that, they also plugged the negative 3 in right there and the 1 in right there, which is where the entire equation came from. Questions on that? All right. Oh, crikey. X. Let's, what? Undo. There we go. Number 11. Basically, like we said a second ago, this is just slope formula. I'm going to use this point first. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 4 minus negative 2 is 6. 2 minus negative 2 is 4. What does 6 over 4 reduce to? 3 over 2. There's still only one with the correct slope. And what is it? Boy, you know what? When I get to your test, because I'm going to tell you, I'm probably just going to like regenerate the same thing. Ew. You should definitely just check the answers after every step and make sure you even have to go any further. Because on those two, we really saved ourselves some time. Questions? All right, let's see. Let's move this box down. Wait, what? Undo. Back. What? What's happening? This box up. There we go. Number 12. Write the point slope form of the line. So kind of the same. I bet it said parallel or perpendicular right there, didn't it? Yeah. But it gives it to us in the problem. Number 12. Is it parallel or perpendicular? It's parallel. That's right. And if a line is parallel, Spencer, what does that mean about their slopes? If a line is parallel, what do I know about their slopes? Exactly. And what is the slope on that one? It's the number holding hands with the x. 1/6, that's right. Which means our line's going to have a point slope of 1/6. And I can stop right there again. Because there's only one option with a slope of 1/6. And which one is it? D. There you go. Now, if that had said, never mind, because there's no correct answer on the board. Let's look at number 13. This one says, tell me I gave you perpendicular ones too. I did, didn't I?
No.
What was I thinking?
And
On the next slide? Oh, okay. Well, then let's just keep going. Let's see. You know what I should have done? I should have. I'm going to scratch this problem and give you a new problem just for a second. Because here's what I should have done, and probably we'll have one like this tomorrow. It'll probably say the same thing. It'll say, give me an equation parallel to a certain equation going through a certain point. This is probably not going to work out very nicely because I'm making this problem up. And is parallel to something like this. And they'll probably give it to you in standard form. That way you have to do what before you can get the slope?
Or get y by itself.
Exactly. You have to solve for y first. So, well, we're going to be parallel to that thing. So let's solve for y. Subtract 3x. So that's 4y equals 8 minus 3x. Divide by 4. So that's y equals 2 minus 3/4 x. What's the slope of this line?
3/4 negative.
Yeah, the number being multiplied by x. Negative, yeah, almost lost that, didn't I? Negative 3/4. And that's all I need from that. I don't need the 2. I don't need anything else. So, oh, wait, no, cancel. So, dang it. I have to erase. Hold on. Negative 3/4 is all I need, so that's the only thing I'm going to keep. Alright, let's change colors. Ooh, orange. So, now I'm doing point slope form. Was it point slope or slope? It was point slope, right? In the directions. Look, it was point slope. Y minus y1 times m times x minus x1. Expect to see one in standard form. I don't know why I didn't give them to you like that. Probably because I was in a hurry. Questions about the process on that problem? Find the slope, point slope it up. All right, moving on. Let's see. Dang it, these are both in slope intercept. I'm so stupid. All right, we're going to do one of these the way they have it, and then I'm going to make up one again. All right, number 14. Whoa, that was scary. All right. All right. Oh, perpendicular to that line which I severed the head of. What is the slope of that line?
Negative 2/5.
Negative 2/5. Cameron Nally, what is going to be the slope of our line if it's perpendicular to that one?
Negative 2/5.
No, that's parallel. Parallels were the same. Perpendicular,
It's
Things are opposite, so
opposite and flip the sign.
5/2.
Positive 5/2. Can we tell which one the answer is? Nope.
D.
Two of them have 5/.
It's D.
That's right. How do I know it's D?
Because
Negative
-4
times-
-3 is going to be adding.
It's gonna
That's
be-
right. The formula has minus in it. So minus negative 4 makes it plus. Minus negative 3 makes it plus. Very good. This one would have had a point of positive 3, positive 4. So very, very good. One more. You know what? I think we understand the point slope part. I'm just going to give you a standard form and say, what's the perpendicular slope? Let's see. Exit that. New slide. What would be the perpendicular slope to this line? Now, what do we have to do?
Get y by itself.
Looks like that.
Yeah, eventually we have to get y by itself. Now, please remember this. When you have to get y by itself, if there is a minus in front of the y, I just think to avoid having to multiply by a negative number later, let's just add that to the other side instead of the x. We're going to add that to the other side. So that'll give us negative 3x equals 7 plus 5y. We're solving for y. What's the next step? Solving for y. What's the next step? Subtract 7. Negative 3x minus 7 equals 5y. Last step, divide by 5. Everything by 5. Which will give us y equals negative 3/5 x minus 7/5. What is the slope of that line, Mr. Gooden? Negative 3/5. And what would be perpendicular to that slope? Just take that one too. Positive 5/3. Excellent. So Sorry, I'm trying to be energetic. Very good! Questions? All right. I know you guys appreciate my energy. All right, sketch the graph. For some reason, I made this multiple choice. I don't even need to take a picture of this. We can do this without a picture. Oh! All right. Number one. What is the only one? The only two with the correct y-intercept.
D.
Actually, there's only one, isn't there? D. This one crosses at -2, -3, +3, +5. So really, D was the only one. And then it had a slope of -5/2. Down 5/2, -5/2. This would be the equation x equals +4, wrong. This would be the equation y equals -4, wrong. This would be the equation with a slope, which is obviously wrong, because this doesn't even have a slope or an intercept. And this would be the equation x equals -4. Just see which point it goes through. That goes through x equals 4, that's the line. This goes through y equals -4, that's the line. X equals -4, that's the line. That's how you can tell those. So that one would be D. So were both of those D? Yes, they were. Questions? I don't know what's wrong with me today. I have so much energy. Sketch the graph. You know what? We don't need these stinking multiple choices. That's too easy.
What's else?
So much faster.
I know, but fine. Well, then I'm not going to take a picture. What's the first step to doing these problems, though? I can't tell what the equation of the line is like that. Get y by itself. That's right. So.
Where'd that come from?
Oh. That's right. To cut down the page number, I deleted 2 of these. We'll do the 2 you had instead.
They're saying it on this.
They are? Oh, that's because they're inequalities. Oh, that's because they're inequalities. Which doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. But, yeah, we're going to do these anyway then. At least one of them. No, probably both. All right. So, really, if you can solve for y, you should be able to graph, because slope, intercept. But, number one, we have to do what? Subtract x. So that'll be 5y equals -x minus 25. Divide by 5. And that's y equals -x/5, or 1/5 x. What's 25 divided by 5? 5. So, which one? Slope of -1/5, y-intercept of -5. I'm guessing, ooh, there it is. Is it A? Ugh. I think it's A. Going through -5 and slope of down 1/5. Yeah, it's A. Luckily it was on the board. So it was A. Solving for y is the key. Number 2. Again, my personal method is to add y to the other side. Some of you might just want to subtract the 8x and divide by -1. That's cool. It's your decision. But I like to add the y, and I'm the teacher, so I'm going to do it. So that'd be positive y minus 4. Oop, that's a y. I don't know what I'm doing. Add the 4. And y equals, what was it, 8x plus 4? Is 8x plus 4 on the board right now? Is it B? I really don't like that problem because you really can't even tell what the exact slope is because it's so dang steep. Up 8/1, but it looks like it's going to be B. It goes through 4, redonkulously steep slope.
Could you climb up that?
What?
Could someone, like,
Could I what with that?
climb up?
What? Say that again?
Could you climb up that?
Oh, you mean ski. That was my analogy. I couldn't climb up that, no. Unless I had like a pair of hand pitchfork, like those spike thingies, you know. What would that be? Would that be a muddy hill or would that be a mountain? If it was a muddy hill, I could climb up it. But I would need sharp spikes in my cleats. Stack of bodies. What did you do this weekend? Wow. What an odd way to take that. Stack of bodies. Interesting. Don't make Jason mad. Okay. The next 4. All right. Looks like only one of these is in slope-intercept form. Yes. Okay. Number 1. -4 is the y-intercept. Oh, dang it. Right there you can tell which one it is. Which one is it? Dang it. You didn't even have to know anything about inequalities to graph that one. It goes through -4. It goes through -4 right there. It was the only one with the correct y-intercept. But the other thing to notice here, why is the line dotted?
Because it don't have an equal sign.
No equal sign. And the slope is 1/2. And why is it shaded above?
Because it's greater.
Because it's greater than. Y is greater. Excellent. Muy bien. Number 2. Solving for y. Subtract the 2x. -2. Oh, that's not greater, you idiot. I mean equals. It's less than. Y is less than -2x plus 1. Okay. Which one of these is a y-intercept of -1?
That one, see?
C and D have an intercept of positive 1. I said -1. That was my mistake. Dang. These two are tricky because they both have a dotted line, which is correct, and they're both shaded below, which is correct because it's less than. So we're going to have to go with the slope. Let's see. Which one's going down 2 over 1?
Let's see.
The C. That's correct. This would be a slope of -1/2 because it comes down 1 over 2. This is a slope of -2 down 2 over 1. So good. I like that problem because it makes you know everything. C. C had the correct slope. So the answer was C. By the way, please be careful on your test that you notice the scale. Looks like all of theirs go by a scale of 2. So please notice that. You know, see how every axis goes 2, 4, 6, 8 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. But please notice the scale before you just think it's automatically wrong. 3 and 4. Number 3. Add the 2y. So that would be, oh man, hold on. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. All right. So that would be x equals, not equals, greater than or equal to 2y plus 4. What comes next? Well, if we're solving for y, what comes next? Subtract the 4. So it's x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 2y. Divide by dose. And that's x over 2 minus 2 is greater than or equal to y. Is this going to be a solid or dotted line? Solid. Is it going to be shaded above or below? Below, because y is less.
B.
Yeah. It's the only solid line on the board, so it has to be B.
Number 3 and 4 are the easier. You know, just look for the solid line.
Aw, that was stupid. Well, are there questions about how to do it if it wasn't that obvious? Solve for y, look for dotted, whole lines, where they shade, slope intercept. Was that the end of it? I hear everybody rustling their calculators like we're done.
You need paper?
We're done. All right, I tell you what. What you need to do before tomorrow. Now, I'm going to have something set up for tomorrow, but if you have any final questions, either look this over, come in tomorrow and be like, can you please do one more like whatever, whichever number you want. And then I will be more than happy to do those for you. I'm also going to push this video on YouTube right now, and so you'll have it tonight if you want to look over and make sure you know what you're doing.